All right, hey, look at this. I'm inside of a freaking house. How cool is that? Technology for you. Hey, what's up, guys? Sean here with Blue Ridge Silverhound. Hope you guys are having a great week. I guess something kind of entertaining that I wanted to throw up on here because let's be honest, by the moment that January 1st, 2025 hits, consider the countdown meter to take in effect. Like someone's gonna hit that switch, and that meter is just gonna be running. And what meter is that? It's the semi-quincentennial event, the 2026 coinage, um, promised to be a collector's kind of like BFF. I'm guessing that is what it's going to be in every sense of the word. There's just a myriad of different designs, mint designs that have come out here in the last 12 months. We're looking at the Lincoln Cent currently to kind of give you guys an idea of what they've thought of. And a lot of this has been spurned by the CCAC group, who generally, they're out there, really putting some designs together for the future of our coinage. The 250th anniversary should be a big one, as much the same way that in 1976 the 200-year anniversary was all that was talked about. Even to this day, we're still talking about those dang coins, I tell you. But what I wanted to do is pit the U.S. Mint design team against artificial intelligence. Like, who's creating the better design mock-ups? Believe it or not, there's some pretty weird, strange shit that we're gonna look at. Some of the elements are pretty cool that AI has generated, and then some I'm kind of like on the fence on. Some I'm like, it's too weird. But it's going to for more or less kind of showcase either the brilliance of the U.S. Mint or the sheer ineptitude of what they can do. It's like it's one or the other. There's no gray shaded area. It's not like, oh, they did this well. It's like it's an average looking design. So what's going to be the big hot button for 2026? Obviously, they have to follow suit with what they did in 1976, the dual date design, right? That's kind of for the this upcoming release is going to be, I guess, a staple to the design work. I mean, we have four designs, and by the way, this is on CoinNews.net, so all of the credit goes to them for the images, which were taken by the CCAC at the time. So this is probably about a year old. But here are a few design mock-ups of the Lincoln Cent on there. So they did the dual date, which I think it's pretty cool. Does it fit on the Lincoln Cent? To where it doesn't look like it's overdone or an afterthought. I don't know. I think it's something that I got to see in hand, to be absolutely honest. And given the composition of these coins, are they going to look too soft? Or are they going to be the right amount of strike? Is it going to be attractive? Yada, yada, things like that. What they've also done on the mock-ups is on a few of them, as you can see, they've added a Liberty Bell privy mark that says 250 right in the middle. And I think that's a pretty cool touch, to be honest. Now, they've laid it out in certain areas where, it kind of makes sense. I think if I were a true fan of any one of these four designs, it would probably be version A. If and only if having the privy mark on the coin would make eventual sense. Otherwise, version C, which you see on the bottom left-hand corner with just the dual date, I think works out a lot better. But not to kind of push this one and cast it away. How about this one right here with just a 250 privy mark and just the date itself, 2026, without doing the dual date? It's interesting that that's on there, but that particular design is going to have some similarities to what the artificial intelligence designs have been brought up. All right, and here's the nickels. Again, we have a kind of like a nice mix of everything here. We got the dual date, we have a privy mark, we got the privy mark dual date. Um, Again, if I were looking at any one of these right here, let's say for argument's sake, the Lincoln Cent's going to be the dual date design. I think the nickel would look good with a privy mark. Um, Anything that has that nickel composition in it, I think would suit better having a privy mark rather than a weakly struck. I'm not gonna say weakly struck, but struck on a very weak type of planchet, like a copper plated zinc. Unless they want to go crazy and bring back copper just for 2026. As far as cost, I think it's going to be prohibitive because I think they're going to be printing. They're going to be minting these in overflowing fashion. There's going to be plenty of these to go around, and I don't think none of them are going to be rare in retrospect. So keep in mind these here. Now, another thing that has brought on a lot of buzz, again, the images courtesy of coinnews.net, are the dimes. They're going to redesign the dimes just for 1 year. Now, they have a couple proposed designed layouts here. Um, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of all of them for the most part. I think Lady Liberty, top left, she looks pissed off at something. I don't know what that is, but I don't know. That's something that we've seen and heard from other folks that have examined these mock-ups. That's one observance that they did get from it. Otherwise, I think it's a really cool design. Um, the imagery of the bald eagle carrying the arrows is cool, but where's the olive branch too? I think you should be carrying both. To be absolutely honest, um, I think I like the design, the reverse design, bottom right. Liberty over tyranny. I mean that's fine. It crowds the reverse of the coin, and considering how small it is, anyways, that it probably doesn't need all that. All right. So those are a couple of the designs. There are designs for the quarters. There's going to be, I guess, a proposed redesign for the half dollar as well. So we'll see how that kind of shapes up. But you know what really was not put into the mix here that I think might have some sort of place in the 250th anniversary is a redesigned 1 year shot note, like a dollar bill or a five or a $2 bill. Any one of those, I think it would look really neat if the BEP would do some sort of special one-time engraving. I think it's like more work than it actually needs. Which is the common reasoning as to why they would never do it in the first place. But it would be cool to kind of think about, the design work that they could do on a $1 bill, and they're all dated 2026. I think would look hot. But actually, believe it or not, and we're going to show you this here in a moment, I had ChatGPT create a $1 bill with the 250th anniversary. So we're going to see kind of a little snippet of what they thought would be a good, I guess, design on that. So are you guys ready? So the first one that we're going to look at here, we looked at the Lincoln Cents, and here is what an AI generated Lincoln Cent 250th anniversary design would look like to them. There you go. Kind of crazy. And then one of the things that you'll notice right away on the coin is like certain things are like mistyped or misspelled, and I think the AI generator does that intentionally, so that way it doesn't. It's least like the actual real thing. Like if they put e pluribus unum or some of the things that they put on there. I mean, it could be an actual design that some fraudster can use to create like a completely different kind of coinage. Um, So these designs are not backed at all by the U.S. Mint or any one of its designers. These are just simply AI generated images. So here's the Lincoln cent. Boy, where do we get started here on this one? It's awfully busy. I could tell you that. And another thing that kind of sticks out, if you guys look at the edge, it's got reeded edge, as if this was probably made more for like a gold eagle or something like that. I don't know. It looks more gold than it would be an actual copper Lincoln cent. Yeah, that's my opinion. Um, but it's in very high relief. It's got the signing of the Declaration of Independence there. I'm like, engraving wise, how is that going to translate onto a coin of that size? But overall, I thought it's a pretty neat rendition of the Lincoln cent. Albeit there are a few things that are incorrect, the edge, and all that great stuff. What I do notice is that they did not put a dual date on this, the same way that we saw on the Mint mock-ups. So again, that's another thing. I would love to hear your thoughts. By the way, do you guys care if there's a dual date on there, or is it like if the design looks good, I could settle for non-dual date. All right, I think I'm in the latter camp on that one. So I mean, if they knock out the design, and they could do it to where we don't need the dual date, then that makes sense. This one they did put 250th anniversary on there. It's got Liberty. They actually typed out Liberty on there right behind Lincoln's head. But yeah, they shifted the portrait over to the left a little bit, all the while keeping him facing, I guess, to our right. If that makes sense. I'm pointing this way. It's actually this way. Oh, this way. This way. This way. He's looking this way as I'm pointing to the left. So yeah, very interesting design there. Okay, what do we have next here for an AI design? It's gonna be the quarter. Boy, where do we get started on this one? Um, it looks like it could be an epic high relief metal. It doesn't look like it should be a coin per se, but if the U.S. Mint were going to release a 250th anniversary silver medal, kind of like what they did with the armed forces, they do the 2.5 ounce silver. If they did that with something like this, I think that'd be epic as heck. Again, it doesn't have the dual date, which strangely enough, it doesn't say 1776, it says 7776. Like we just got a raw deal on a slot machine or something, but it's got the eagle, it's got that draping kind of U.S. flag across the back, it's got the Statue of Liberty, the hand shaking at the bottom, Liberty Bell, Ellis Island, I guess, and the Statue of Liberty times two on there. Crazy. This thing is nuts. It's like, hey, we're gonna do the back of the coin blank and just fit all the shit on the front of the coin, and then that's kind of like where this AI designed mock-up kind of fits here. I don't know. I don't know what else how to describe this one. It's funky, but see the next one here. I threw this one in just for shits and giggles. The Silver Eagle, because there hasn't been any talk whatsoever about a redesign for 2026 for the Silver Eagle. I will say, I will tell you guys this: it would be a great idea if they implemented something to the Silver Eagles to make it a little bit different for 2026, whatever that may be. Even if they decide just to put that Liberty Bell privy mark above Liberty. Um, or not Liberty. They have Liberty twice on the damn thing. They have it in small letters and then the one that goes around the perimeter of the coin. Never mind. In God we trust. If they put it right above In God we trust, I think that would be cool. Similar to what they did with the V75 and all the other ones that they created a few years ago. The reverse, it's like a reimagined bald eagle with rays, and they only put like they have the back, the reverse obscured. They put the date again on the reverse, which I'm not a fan of, 2026. I think AI could have generated a little bit better mock-up for this one. I don't know. I'm personally not a fan of this particular one. Um, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what they bring to the table. This one overall is kind of crude and a little messy. You can actually see the edge, the reading on there. It's not a great look. So here's what I did. So we were talking about paper money. Like, why don't they redesign one of the bills specifically for 2026? Aha! I did get you guys a AI mock-up of the dollar bill, which we'll look up, and then also a little bit of an extra added bonus for you guys that we don't even think about or talk about. But it would be cool if they brought this back from the dead. I don't know. We'll see. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. I already know what my thoughts are going to be. I'm going to tell you straight up once we get there. All right. So here's what AI generated for the dollar bill. All right. Take a look at this thing. Crazy. I mean, you could just as easily add any design work you want to the front of a dollar bill. Now, they only gave me this much information. So we're missing the whole left side, the whole right side of the note. Obviously, they have to jumble up certain parts of the note so that way it's not something you can counterfeit. Um, but yeah, they all added all sorts of things on here. Kind of wild. I mean, I don't know what that building is there to the right of Washington where the fireworks are coming up there. I don't even know what that is, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. This one I feel like is not giving me nearly enough, but boy, did they load it up with all sorts of design work. The having two buildings seems kind of weird in a way, to put on there. I'd say put like one building across the bottom that's faded into George Washington, and then do some other great stuff on the side. Or better yet, have just the dual date on the front of the note, like they have there, 1776 to 2026, and then redesign the back. I feel like that if the BEP were going to have any sort of skin in the game, they wouldn't change the note other than putting a dual date and maybe put 250 years of freedom or something to that effect in there. So I don't know. This one right here, not particularly crazy because I felt like I didn't get all the information that I need on what a future banknote 250-year anniversary piece would be. So again, leaving more to the imagination, I guess. So the last thing that I want to introduce to you guys was kind of like this weird out in left field concept. What if, what if the U.S. government brought back the $500 bill? How would that look like today? Would it look anything remotely close to what the old um, uh, McKinley $500 bills look like? Probably not, right? I mean, first of all, they probably wouldn't have McKinley on there. He probably has someone else. You're not going to believe this, okay? If it's not McKinley, if we're not bringing back McKinley for the $500 bill, who in the world are we going to bring back on that note? Well, ladies and gents, here we go. This is what AI generated for the $500 bill if they brought it back today. And there you go. Apparently, it has Lincoln on it. Apparently, it's a modified $5 bill. They've integrated security features of the $100 bill with the blue security strip and the multicolor inks and the thermography inks, the raised inks that are on there, and all sorts of other great stuff. The multicolored paper. Uh, yeah, I mean this is what they came up. Now it's I mean I would love to because the older $500 bills, the 28 series, the 34 series, and the 34A series all had McKinley on the front. I wish that they could have done a redesigned, like modern McKinley bust on these. Why I think this is kind of like a lazy transition for AI to do a $500 bill with Lincoln is that the Lincoln note is a $5 bill. and all they had to do was modify and add 2 zeros to every corner of the note. Um, and I don't know if you guys saw, bottom right corner, they left 100. They you know, it's they the $5 bill and $100 bill, you know, consummated and had a baby, it would be this damn thing right here. Confusing yet utterly non-complete. um, it's an amalgam of a $5 bill and a $100 bill. But the only thing that is truly 500 are what's on the three corners there, and that one other corner that still clearly says 100. That does not lend itself very well to the redesign of this note. Plus, you know how the blue security strip is all cattywampus on there too. I don't know. You know, and then the wave of the kind of like technology in the back, you know, with the design, it looks more like cryptocurrency than anything else. So I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on any of the designs that you see here. I think the one design that I'm uh, more liking a little bit for kind of like a spur of the moment design is the scent. I think the scent looks pretty neat, albeit a little bit busy. They could certainly, you know, pull a few design concepts from that and add it to the new ones, because all they did was, you know, for the CCAC is, you know, make these designs where it just looks like a Lincoln scent. They just change the date, you know, layout, and that's the design. So I don't know if they're going to do anything specific for the reverse. I don't think so. It is the Lincoln scent, so they're going to try and do the minimal as they can on that. That's it. Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. Did artificial intelligence knock any of this home, or did they put too much of its like futuristic spin on it to where it's still incoherent? It looks like all alien money, to be absolutely honest. I don't know. Call me crazy, but yeah, it was kind of fun to talk about. Thank you guys again for tuning in. It was a little bit of a fun, even though maybe some of you probably don't see it that way. But we'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you want to see on the brand new 2026 coinage? You know, we are about just over a year away before reality sets on the 250th anniversary. Tell me what you would like to see. Something different, something old, something new. Did you like any of these designs from AI? I don't know. Let me know. You guys take care. Keep on collecting, my friends. Have a good one, and I'll see you on the next coin video.